What is going on, everybody? Welcome back today, guys, to the channel. Today we have part 2 of our event footage going up. Kind of wanted to break this down, talk a little bit about part 1, a little bit about part 2, and my final thoughts from the event and kind of where I'm going from here. Because obviously, first time on track, had a lot of fun. Still need a lot of work. I was very hesitant at times, but the biggest thing that I wanted to take home from this was that Assetto Corsa actually has the full Toronto Motorsports Park to download. So I'm definitely going to be getting on that very soon and trying to perfect some lines and really carry some momentum through these corners. Now, in the skid pad duration that I was there for, there was a huge puddle on the track, and I had to try it a couple times. I gotta be honest with you, it was no joke. I mean, I said this in the first part, but as soon as you touch that water, you instantly start sliding, and it just takes your car. There's really not much you can do about it except for either trying to handbrake in and just trying to slide yourself through it, or just completely let off gas and just pray that you end up gripping back up right there like I did. No, I didn't. Never mind. I'm right. It was a tough thing to do. A lot of people were just joking about walk on water in a sense. It's kind of that. But I definitely know the struggles of touching water now. I mean, I've never really been in a big puddle like that trying to go sideways through it, and it was definitely an experience. I wanted to try it a few times. I stalled the car in the last one, unfortunately, but it was fun. And after that, I had no intentions of hitting the puddle after that, right? It took all my confidence away from the day, so I stayed away from it as much as I could. And, at this part of the day, I've been on the skid pad a few times now. It's not that busy out here. I've been able to really get some good seat time in here and start whipping the car around in second, feel it out. And, I finally decided that I think it was time that I try to go on track. And I said this earlier, but, there was just not a lot of people there at the event yesterday, so it really did help out in terms of being on track confidently, not having to worry about other people around you, maybe pushing you into corners in a sense, trying to make you go faster. But the car felt really good, and I felt pretty confident with it, and I was just kind of getting bored of the skid pad, right? I said this previously when I went out there. This is my third time out in Shannonville on the skid pad, and there's just so much you can do out there before you just kind of max out your own kind of enjoyment. You're just kind of mindlessly going through, trying to just slide it around. Now, this is my second run out. It didn't go exactly the way that I planned it. I had a really good kind of third gear corner coming up here, but I ended up kind of stuffing it into the dirt patch. And I'm really happy that I'm recording a lot of this stuff because I can look back at it, review the footage, see where I went wrong. And obviously there was a lot of mistakes that day, right? I don't want to talk about them all. I'm going to touch on the biggest ones. First thing, handbrake. A lot of you guys tell me stop touching the handbrake. I know, right? I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't know if it's just habit from playing Assetto for so long and just wanted to grab it. I got to get it out of my head, especially at the speeds that I'm going at. There's really no point in doing it unless third gear, you're just kind of pumping it quickly to get the car sideways, or just using the momentum like I was doing, but still not 100% confident going around the track. And I mean, you can see that. Obviously, you have to keep in mind I'm out here with my own car. I've driven it 300 plus kilometers to get to the event, and then I have to drive it home after I'm done at the event for another 3+ hours, right? So I was really just trying to take it easy on the car, but at the same time have fun with it, right? And these S corners were a perfect opportunity to do so. However, though, right here, I wasn't carrying enough speed through it. I gripped back up, and I ended up stuffing it into the dirt patch. Now, I do have a secondary view on this from the outside of the car. A lot of you guys were asking for some outside car footage. Now, thankfully, I didn't do any damage to the car. I did go off track here just to make sure that everything was good. Now, this is the outside of the car footage from it, but, right, it was a fun run, and I was feeling good about it, right? We got nice and sideways coming right out here. Wheel just let go on it. I had to let it go, and I don't know if that was full lock or not, but it damn well looked like it though coming through. It was scary for a second, man, but I wasn't fully committed to tossing it on that third gear, back and forth in that sense to Manji to the next corner. I just wanted to straighten up and then hit the next corner. I think that'll come for next time that I'm there, really trying to throw it into the corners, and by then I'll have a truck and trailer to get the car to and from home, so I don't have to really worry about, having issues at the track. So right there, right, like I said, just kind of gripped up, and I don't have ABS on the car. I kind of panicked. I didn't really think about it, and I probably just stomped on the brakes and right, right into the dirt, man. I couldn't believe it though. I was so upset. That was my first kind of big mistake on track. But the biggest thing though, I'm sitting here thinking as I'm driving out, you know, is the car okay, right? I mean, I gotta get home today. I got shit to do, man, right? So thankfully, you know, I got out, I took a look at it. The KBD kit did exactly what I needed it to do. It took the impact on the bumper, if there even was any. I don't know how much dirt it really did push away, but, you know, from the looks of it, nothing really was damaged. It's a pretty low, you know, front end to it, so I was happy that nothing was damaged. You know, my oil cooler for the power steering was fine, rad was fine, bumper was good, wheels were good, and that was, you know, my main fears of the car was the wheels for one. Obviously a lot of money on those wheels. You know, the rad, the oil cooler for the power steering, those are my main key components that I was worried about. But everything looked good. Went ahead and gave the KBD kit a little tap, right? Just say thank you so much for doing your job out there. And I ended up going back out there and ripping it. Now, I got a couple different views from the first session that I was out there on the rear car, which is pretty cool seeing, you know, the speed that you're actually carrying through these corners. Because sometimes it's hard to see when you're, you know, driving with the helmet cam. But obviously when you're looking at the rear of it, you're going way faster than you think out there, man. There was a few times, you know, right there, I'm looking down at the speed, I'm doing 100 plus, you know, ripping it sideways in third gear. Definitely scary considering I've never done anything like this before at high speed. So it was definitely, you know, a learning experience. It was something that I didn't want to, you know, get too crazy with and start, you know, kind of feeling overconfident, maybe over rotate into a corner or just maybe send it into another dirt patch. So, you know, after the first time I went off track, I was really just, it knocked me back, man. I was like, okay, you know, this is real life out here, and you know, you make a mistake, you're right, it's gonna be something that you're not gonna like. So you definitely have to be careful. You gotta be mindful of what you're doing. But like I said, it was a great day to get these jitters out and, you know, see what I did wrong and kind of learn from these mistakes while there was not a lot of people on track. Because obviously, if you're gonna rent a track out for yourself, it's expensive. You don't get a lot of these days where you're just kind of free out there by yourself doing what you want to do. Now the car did make it home. After the dip off into the dirt, I started having some first gear belt issues. I don't know what it was, but the belt is super squeaky in first gear. I don't know if it's a pulley. I don't know if there's dirt in the belt. I gotta definitely take a look at it, but it made it home, thankfully. That was really the only damage or kind of, you know, issues that I had with the car after the mishap. But right there, still on the damn handbrake, man. I don't know why I'm doing it. It's just that kind of safety factor that I have, and obviously it didn't help me last time, probably because right, I don't know what happened. I really don't, right? All I know, it was a fun day, man. It was definitely a fun day. I was glad I was able to link this S corner section a few more times before we actually went home for the day. I went home a little bit earlier that day. I think I left at around 4 o'clock. The event ended at 5 o'clock. I had a little bit of rubber left on the tires, actually quite a bit of rubber left, but I didn't want to, you know, push the car anymore. I've been beating the shit out of it for, you know, probably upwards to about, what, like 4 or 5 plus hours that day. So, you know, the car took a beating. I didn't want to push any more than it was. I was happy with my driving. I had nothing else to really prove out there for the day with myself. You know, I got third gear out a little bit. That was my main goal from that day, and on track, right? So it was really good. We had some fumbles, we had some mistakes, but, you know, that's what happens when you're trying to learn by yourself, right? You know, that free kind of, you know, learning. You make mistakes, you learn from them, and obviously that's what we're going to end up doing. I'm going to be playing this course on Assetto Corsa quite a bit to get the feel of the transitions through there. Obviously, I know what to do, but it's a matter of feeling confident in throwing it in third gear and, you know, coming back in that aspect. So it's definitely something different. The biggest thing, though, that I haven't really talked about was the traction on track compared to the skid pad, right? When you're on the skid pad, it feels like butter out there, right? You can slide it around, but once you get out to the track, I felt it was totally different. It had a lot more bite to the tires, you know, you could really kind of throw it a lot more, but it was definitely a great learning experience. I was excited to be able to get out there for the first time. Obviously, it's a dangerous track. Like I said, the runoffs are serious. This corner right here that we're coming into is called turn 0. Usually guys will throw that in 4th gear and just send it, right? So definitely something that I would love to be able to do maybe next year moving forward, maybe get some tandems in next year, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting the car ready for the next event. Harness needs to go in. I was kind of fumbling with my seatbelt a few times. It's not as tight as I wanted to really, you know, keep me in my seat. I think that was also the reason why I was starting to grab the handbrake a few times, was just because of that. Other than that, I mean, the car's pretty good. I don't really have too many other things that I would like to do. Obviously, I'm struggling for a little bit of power in 2nd gear and 3rd gear. I'm just maxing out 2nd, and, you know, 3rd gear just doesn't have short enough gears, I feel like, to really throw it the way that I want to do in some of the corners, right? So it's a weird gear ratio. I don't know right? It's just, it is what it is at this point, man. We got to drive it, have fun with it. Right here, though, like I said, second gear is good, but I got to learn how to, you know, slowly let off the gas and try to, you know, auto-correct into the corner to kind of extend the corner as well, too. And that's kind of what I started to do at the end of the day there. But met a lot of great guys that day. I don't have all their information handy right away, but you know, once I do get them, Instagrams and stuff like that, I'll definitely throw them up. The ride along and stuff like that was great. Right there I went off track also. I was starting to get really sloppy at the end of the day. I wasn't really happy with the way that I was driving, to be honest with you. Right there, right? I mean, I dipped a tire and, you know, I had to kind of check myself and say, hey, you know what, we got to get this car home. You know, just try to keep it cool. And even right there, man, I'm correcting on the straight out here. Had a little bit of a pucker moment. That was kind of scary. I've seen cars going in the wall. It's not fun, man. You're gonna definitely go home on a tow truck, or right. I mean, depending on right. I don't know, man. It's scary, man. That's all I'm saying. It's scary out there, but I had a lot of fun. Like I said, I definitely would like to go out there again and do the camping experience, right, where you stay the weekend. Unfortunately, I had plans on the Sunday, so I had to go home on the Saturday. Drove home in the rain with a welded differential, right? That was a little bit scary at a few times, but we made it home. This is probably going to be the last event that I'm actually driving to and from in the car that I'm going there to thrash in. So, truck and trailer very soon. I'm going to have to learn how to tow. I don't know the first thing about towing, man. Safety, you know, towing on the road. I don't know, man. It's going to be definitely, you know, a new experience as well. I'll be sharing that with you guys as soon as I do get the truck. It should be very soon. End of the month, should be getting a brand new truck. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but new truck's inbound. And drift events, hopefully hitting a lot more of them next year, right? We finally got on track. We got the, you know, that first bug out of our system. And I'm excited to see what's to come with the G, man. Maybe a little bit extra power over the winter. I don't know. I would like to. Of course, more power, more problems, more issues. I'm not that mechanically inclined to be able to, you know, fix things on, you know, a day like this where if I needed to, you know, pull a belt off or anything like that, I can't do that myself, right? So thankfully there's guys there that do have the knowledge and experience to, you know, help out. And, you know, a lot of the people there, they're very more than welcome to lend a hand if you ever need any issues or anything like that. So, you know, the biggest thing that I can say for you guys, if you are, you know, striving to get out there on the track like I was, just do it. Go with a buddy and, you know, just have a great time with it, right? I mean, obviously, you know, it's definitely an experience, right? I mean, once you're on there, you just kind of block everything out and you're just out there on the track. And I cannot wait to get back out there. I really do. I just want to learn how to fully throw this into the corner. You know, right here, I was starting to do so again, still leaning on that handbrake a little bit, but I got to really work on just throttling it out and using the throttle to steer instead of the handbrake. And obviously, easier said than done. That does come with, you know, repetition and just experience. But I was really happy with the car. I was really happy with the way that I drove. Obviously, there's a couple errors, right? I got to work on them. If you guys see anything that I missed, let me know down below. I think maybe slowly almost crossed my arms at one of them. I don't know exactly, but it was just a great day. I got the car home, like I said. I was happy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the footage from the day. A little bit of outside, inside cars. I'm going to definitely work on better footage for next time out now that I've done it. I know kind of, you know, the ways that I've done it, what worked, what didn't, and also audio-wise too. I'm going to mic up the outside of the cars so that we don't have that wind resistance out there too. But I had a great day though, nonetheless. A few other mistakes that I made. First video, confidence. I put the instead of F, man. What was I thinking out there? I have no idea. It was a quick video in the morning. I do apologize for that. I needed to get something out for you guys, but I did get some really nice outside car shots from LokiShots out there. So hopefully it's Loki, not Loki, right? But huge thank you though. Some of those shots right here for you guys. Just some really nice on that last corner coming around the wall. Huge thank you for everyone coming around today. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for yet another episode on the channel, man. Had a great weekend. Top Drift, Shannonville Motorsports Park. I'm out. Peace.